playing first-grade cricket in Australia, back into Nepal only because of Pabudu Dasanayake. Really great delivery this.
Around the wicket is always a risk to the left-hander though, because he's hitting with the angle, and obviously believing that he needs to be right at those stumps. Wins that battle.
Someone the Irish team were really impressed with. They met in the Cricket World Cup qualifier last summer. They thought that he bowled with pace, aggression, actually hit the pitch pretty well there at the Takashinga ground in Harare. A few of the boys said they reminded him a little bit of Liam Plunkett, the kind of middle overs role, middle overs enforcer. He's doing a different role in this T20 format, but you don't get many tall, fast bowlers here in Nepal. They're as rare as anything. So just great to see him back here playing in Nepal. Good change up too, little leg cutter that time.
The Bolts only really need him and Jimmy Neesham, because they've got so many spin options and different spin options. It's not just the same, you know. Tucker bowls his off spinners, and Rajbanji with his left armers, who's been mightily impressive across the two games, and then Mohsin has come into his own today with his leg spinners and other little variations. So they've really got a lot of bases covered, the Bolts, as far as their bowling goes.
It is literally the full house of cards. Tul Bahadur Thapa, who's just doing the fielding. He isn't at a bowl yet either. The left arm wrist spinner. That's been a surprise. 84 for 6.
Is Dove really different from soap? Ordinary soap dries itself over time, but Dove is different. Get your radiance with Dove.
Himstar for a complete home.
सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स, यसमा पोइन्ट छ। सिद्धार्थ बैंक, सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई।
Kathmandu was about Shikar's arrival. Heard him talk to Mikhail Vaswamy there, and he was yesterday. Did see him alongside the Karnali Yaks, rest of his teammates visit Pashupatinath temple. It's one of the most important temples anywhere here. It's a World Heritage Site as well, one of 7 in the Kathmandu Valley alone. And it is seen as one of the holiest places for all Hindus, and it's very much a rite of passage to go and visit it. Beautiful place. Here comes Ladit Rajbanshi for his 4th and final. We spoke glowingly about him there. He really is a clever bowler.
Well, on a surface that doesn't take a lot of turn, number one, you have to be accurate, which is what you've spoken about ad nauseum, about how accurate they are here in Nepal with their left arm finger spin. But he varies his pace exceptionally well, which is a real good variation in itself. He has been good. Bowls at the beginning, bowls at the back end, bowls in the middle. So he himself covers a whole lot of areas. You seemed a little surprised when the coin went up in the air and then it landed, and the decision was to bat first.
You can never quite predict what Sampal Kami's going to do. He's such a charismatic guy, he really is. I was in shock, and I saw the comp is going to want to bowl first. Good turn on offer this time, and I asked him the question, do you think it will put your side under some pressure? And he said no, not at all. It gives us a chance to show how good we are and get the runs that we'll get.
I've never been against the side batting first, to be brutally honest, but it just seems, just in the opening 2 games, you see there's definitely some turn there now. In the opening 2 games, teams batting first have scored low scores. And it can work well if you bat well. But the pressure just goes so off the side batting second if you can't post anything significant.
Particularly with it being their first game of the competition. the Bolts have already been out there. They've got to win. They're full of confidence. They look like a very balanced team. Surely what you want to do is get out there as 11 together as the Yaks. Brilliant bowling. Match Banshee outstanding. Both games so far. Even Rashid Riaz, the umpire, goes, oh, that's a good one.
The way he's bowling, would you excuse him if he got a slip in the 17th over?
Amazing. Early spell, challenges the inside edge, now challenging the outer. That's a brave stroke with the way that last one turned, but gets to the pitch and will get a single to keep the strike. 17 bowled, 89 for 6.
Solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys, the gas hot slick your way of quality living.
Karnali X, well, they'll want to reflect into their approach after opting to bat first. Gulshan Jha looked very good for his 36, played a lone hand, but they're still to get to the 100-run mark. Another 18 legal deliveries. And we just wonder how much is enough. We've seen 120, 110 being chased in a canter. HT Ackerman alongside me, Sampal Kami the captain in the middle. The going has been tough, HT, for the Yaks. Takes the pace off this one. And Kishore has been impressive.
Yes, this is his final over. I'm just trying to work out what they're going to do here, the Bolts, because they've got one left from Jimmy Neesham with his seamers, but Harsh Thacker will have to bowl his off-spinners in one of the last of the 2 overs.
He just moves in the crease, finds the field that covers. He'll steal a single. Kishore Mahato, 2 for 18 in his 3 overs in the first outing.
Such a strange innings by Babar Hayat. 12 of 25. We know what he's capable of. He's such a powerful striker of the ball. If this had gone either side of extra cover, this would have been 4. But 91 for 6. You'd think they're well short of where they need to be. Well short of where they need to be, and that just makes that innings a little bit more peculiar, doesn't it? Because Gulshan really did accelerate nicely, but he just hasn't got any support, none whatsoever.
Not surprisingly, that dugout as well, wearing a very pensive look. It's not been able to get going. Just going by the trend, the way the batters have played, but for a few who've got runs. Has it been more tilted, the surface or the square, towards slow ball bowlers, HT?
That's wide. Definitely tilted towards the slow bowlers. I mean, most of the seamers come in and they bowl cutters as well when the ball gets slightly older, but it definitely has been spin-friendly conditions. But, you know, the ball's allowed to spin. When he gets his paycheck at the end of the month, it says spin bowler, which means the ball's allowed to spin. A lot of the time, batters can't believe that the ball goes off the straight.
That kind of a surface where his stock delivery becomes the change-up. Gets stuck underneath this one, only to find the fielder, but he puts it down. That's the captain, Anil Kumar Shah. In the previous outing, he did grab 2 very good catches on the second attempt, and today, this time around, fails to pouch this one.
I think over the course of the 3 matches, we've seen a few too many of these. We've seen some good catches taken, but as you rightly mentioned, on the second and third attempt, so it was only a matter of time before one was put down.
Yeah, they're going very hard at it at the moment, both the batters. Overhitting it, trying to impart a lot of power behind the ball. Can't really leave it to number 7 and number 8. It's a famed batting lineup for the Yaks over here. You win the toss, you decide to bat first. Ideally, you'd want to put up a good show.
To bowl it again. Yeah, the vaunted top order: Dhawan, Walton, Zishan, Babar Hyatt. No real contribution there. You know, if the Yaks are going to go far, you would think that a lot of the runs are going to come from those players. You know, Gulshan Jah will contribute absolutely. He'll score it quicker than a runner ball every time he walks the wicket, but you can't ask him to bat for 12 overs, 13 overs. Neatly played. It'll be a single that will end the 18th. 98 for 6.
Well,
all their spinners have bowled nicely. Mohsin, Rashbanji.
high and handsome as well. Desperate attempt in the deep, but they'll not stop the Yaks from getting their 4th 6. That's a very fine hit from Arjun.
Needed this. They needed this desperately. A big one. They could do with a couple more. For a moment, the man at long on thinks he's in the game, but he's hit it too well.
Once again goes the distance. Back-to-back 6s, 2 massive hits, and Arjun is turning it on in the middle. The 100 comes up as well for the Yaks. This is good counter-attack and much needed home runs as well.
Back-to-back Siddhartha Bank 6s. This is the danger of bowling the off-spinner so deep in the innings against the right-handers. He may nip someone out, but the possibility of him going out the ground is great. And he's gone for 2 big ones. And there's still half an over to go here.
Yeah, much needed over. And they'll need more of it, and all of a sudden there's life in this innings for the Yaks. They've been quiet for a very long time. Takes it on the full, wide of the fielder at long off. That's the 4. 16 runs in 3 deliveries. And Arjun is picking his spots with authority in the middle.
This may not have got all the way, but this is a real quality stroke. Picks his spot over extra cover to find that boundary.
Again, look to play that. Well, he's certainly enjoying himself in the middle. He's in the peak of his powers, and he's ready to take down anyone and everyone coming in his way. Arjun, 2 6s, 2 4s. This over is already worth 20 runs.
These truly are Super 4s powered by Ensel. Back to back once again. First 2 big ones, now 2 along the carpet. Giving his team a chance here at the back end is Arjun.
What a shift in momentum. And that's nicely played as well. They're running the first run hard. They'll push for the second. 22 runs of the penultimate over. It's been the best one here for the Yaks, and a much needed as well. 120 for 6. We're into the final over.
Neoco solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys, the gas hops le buzegus hai. Your way of quality living.
DHI Happier Home. Tutte sahi.
सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स यसमा पोइन्ट छ सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्क सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई
Pond Superlight Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen. DHI Happier Home. Tutte sahi.
We We've seen a couple of row houses all through this innings. The only skyscraper coming in the 19th over. And a huge one, 22 runs. And it's been Arjun all the way. Nisham to bowl the final over into the innings. Sompal Kami goes deep in the crease over mid-wicket. That's another 4. It's raining boundaries at the moment. And Yaks are turning it on with a very fine counter-attack display in the middle.
In the previous over, it was Arjun. Now it's the turn of the skipper.
And all of a sudden, this partnership is worth 45 runs and 26 deliveries. And that run rate has got a facelift close to 6.5. Slower delivery. Has he found the fielder? No, he goes over him. We are watching 6 hitting at its very best here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. There's no respite for the bowler from both ends.
The beauty of T20 cricket. In the blink of an eye, a game can change, a momentum can shift, and courtesy of Sompal and Arjun, this match is just shifting.
Moving in the crease, that's in the gap as well. That's 4 more. 6-4, 6-4. It's just raining runs out here. This partnership was 55 now in 28, and Captain Sompal is playing a gem of an innings.
Well, there's fingers being pointed everywhere. Fielders moving in every direction. You have to have 4 inside the 30-yard circle, that's for sure. But no boundary is being protected at the moment because these 2 men are finding them with regularity.
And this is now the highest score so far in NPL Season 1, 134, the previous best being 128. Well, they're throwing their bat at virtually everything. There's a roar in the crowd. And this game has certainly, quick running, smart running. This could be curtains as well. Sompal Kami was pushing for the second partner, didn't respond in time. Arjun will have to depart against the run of play. And a breather here for the fielders, but what a partnership and what an innings by this man, the wicket-keeper batter, Arjun Garthi. Walks back for 33 in 22. He's done his job.
Well, for some reason, they decide to take 2 here because both have been hitting the ball powerfully. End up opting to throw it towards the bowler's end, and so it is Arjun Batalu who goes. What a wonderful innings, 33 off 22. He accelerated towards the back end. He's given his team a chance. The Yaks 135 for 7.
Sompal gives the charge, finds another boundary, another very fine over. 19 runs so far with a ball to go. What a turnaround here by the Yaks. Just when he thought it was all over for them with the bat, they produced belligerence in the middle.
29 off just 12 balls. Well, you got to put your money where your mouth is if you're the captain that wins the toss and bats first, and your batting lineup is letting you down. He's taken matters into his own hands now, and he's given his team a real chance. Final delivery. Why did he do that? They've got to get 2 here. That's a poor bit of cricket from the Bolts in the end, and will ensure that the Yaks pass 140. What a finish to the Yaks innings.
Well, they did have an untidy start, but they've had a tidy finish and a strong one as well. The momentum with the Yaks as they head back to the dugout. You can sense a spring in their feet at the moment when they'll come out to defend 141. Great counter-attack and a great batting effort by Sompal Kami, the captain, 29 of 13, and Arjun 33 of 22. Just turn things around. What a match this is turning out to be. Game number 3 on day 2 of the inaugural edition of the Nepal Premier League.
Oh, the bowling card of the Bolts was looking so pretty until those final 2 overs. And then Harshtaka ends up going for 45 in his 4. And Jimmy Neesham goes for 37 in his 4. They were going absolutely nowhere. The superstars, Dhawan, Walton, Hyatt, Maqsood, no real contributions. It took the local men. Gulshan Jha with a brilliant 36. And then Arjun and Sompal ending in emphatic fashion. 29 off just 13 deliveries for the captain of the Yaks ensures they get to 141.
Well, look at that for a partnership. Sompal Kami and Arjun, 56 of 29. 43 runs came in the last 2 overs, the 19th and 20th. And that's where things changed and everything went in favor of the Yaks. But otherwise, just the one substantial one between Babar Hyatt and Gulshan, 33 and 34. 2 sizable partnerships. But the notable one was that between Sompal and Arjun. What an effort, what a turnaround.
Well, you have to drive over the flats of Texas to get to the high rises of Manhattan. What a finish.
Look at that 19th and 20th over. 22 runs and 21 runs. 43 of the last 2 overs. And that's where the game has certainly changed and shifted in momentum. The spinners yet again were very impressive. Rajbanshi 1 for 16 in his 4. Mohammad Mohsin 2 for 14 in his 4. It was all going well until Harsh Thakur was taken to the cleaners in the 19th over, conceding 22. And then Jimmy Neesham went for 21 in his final over. He finished on 1 for 37. And look at that partnership for the 7th wicket. That's been the highlight and the turning point as well. And by this, the Janakpur Bowls will have a job at hand as well. We'll take a look at how things panned out in the first innings.
So much expected from the men at the top. But it was Dev Kunal who went out with a wild swing. The crowd here at the TU thought for a moment that Shikhar Dhawan was going to produce, but he was eventually undone. Walton got off with the boundary and then was adjudged plumb in front by the very impressive Moisan. Zishan Maqsood was the next to follow, and Gulshan came to the wicket and said, look, enough of this now, it's time to find some boundaries. And he was very, very impressive for his 36 of just 27 deliveries. Babar Hyatt struggled, 12 of 25. His dismissal was probably a good thing for the Yaks, because then it was up to Arjun. Some lusty blows against Harsh Thakur, and the captain Sompal Kami looking after Jimmy Neesham. Some great hitting. They needed big hitting. They found it, courtesy of the local men. It has given the Yaks something to defend. It's still going to have to bowl well, because the Bolt side is a confident side. They've got some form players, but they've given themselves a real opportunity.
Yeah, but they've done exceedingly well to put the pressure back on Janakpur Bowls. It's been a very fine late finish here by the Karnali Yaks, playing catch-up all through this innings.